Teachavision is brought to you by
Hi, this is Maureen from InsightAble Puzzles. Puzzles designed with the blind in mind. Raised lines, shapes, textures, and sometimes braille can be used as clues to piece together a tactile jigsaw puzzle, born of your patience and persistence. Whether you're a new or a seasoned puzzler, there is a puzzle that's just right for you. Explore my website, InsightAblePuzzles.com. That's InsightAble, and discover the fun of completing a puzzle by touch alone.
The opinions expressed on Teachavision are solely those of the guests and hosts and do not represent other companies or third parties. Thank you for listening.
Hello and welcome to Teachavision, a podcast by Screenless allies, where everyone has a different vision of learning. And now, here's your host, Jose Briceño.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Teachavision, episode number 48. Man, we are 2 more away from 50. We hope that you have had a great start to the new year, 2025. And on this episode of Teachavision, we're going to wrap up the interview with Miss Maureen Handworker from InsightAblePuzzles.com. Again, thank you, Miss Maureen, for participating in this podcast. On this episode, we are going to talk about just the final thoughts and also Maureen's advice on 3D printing for the blind. All this and more right here on Teachavision by Screenless Allies. Let's look into the future a little bit. You already mentioned that, with InsightAble, you're waiting for more opportunities to open up and more designs. So can you give us a couple of spoilers of maybe other ideas that you had in regards to more puzzle designs?
Yes. So I would love to do like an underwater scene. It would definitely be a layer puzzle, but I would love to put something like that together where it would have coral and it would have fish, fish that are close, fish that are further away, something that you would see if you were snorkeling and looking underwater.
Ooh, look at that. It definitely sounds like a very fun adventure to do, though, but it definitely sounds complex, but in a good way. So you got a fish.
So, yeah.
You got a sea one there.
Yep. And then I would also I have a giraffe puzzle, which is not available through my website yet, just because I want to improve on the design a little bit.
Okay.
But I do like the idea of having, in this giraffe puzzle, I have a giraffe, and then I have in Braille, it says 18-foot giraffe next to the giraffe. And then I have a man, and above the man in Braille, it says 6-foot man. So side by side, a giraffe and a person to kind of give perspective on, so this is how, if you could have a picture of a giraffe, but then just to give the perspective of, then standing next to a person, this is what that giraffe would be like. This is how much bigger it is. But I could do that, with the elephants. I could do that with a lot of other things as well. So I would kind of like to go down that path as well.
Okay. Apart from the giraffe, it's a giraffe. Yeah, the randomness of Teachavision and his interviews. So, well, Ms. Maureen, apart from puzzles, though, do you have any other 3D printing that you want to do? I mean, that's for the blind in a way, but expanding apart from puzzles, doing other things.
Things come up all the time, not necessarily big deal things, but, a friend comes in from out of town and she would like just something that's going to hold up her cell phone or whatever. I just design something like that. But as far as like business opportunity, I think at this point, I just want to focus more on the puzzles, although, reach out to Colorado Center for the Blind again, too, and see if maybe they have some other ideas for projects or things that I could get involved in.
Well, there you go. And if any of the listeners also have some ideas, reach out. We'll give some contact information later. And I'm sure Maureen will be open to those kind of ideas as well. 3D printing seems to have gotten a lot more popular over the years. And so it's very interesting in that sense.
It's really fun and really creative. And on my website, I would always be welcome to receiving feedback from people who buy my puzzles and try them out and see what they think about them. Also, just having ideas for other designs and stuff. I'd always be open to hearing those as well.
Right. There you go. What advice, Ms. Maureen, would you tell people that are getting into the 3D printing environment for blindness-specific models?
I would say whatever it is that you're going to 3D print for the blind community, get them out in front of blind people. and get that feedback, because that to me was just invaluable. I wouldn't have been able to end up with the final product like I have today without having gone to Colorado Center for the Blind and getting some of that feedback. It was really invaluable.
Little mini tiny rant here. Most companies don't understand that, where, they come out with something and it's like, oh, it's great for the blind and visually impaired. And then we get it and we're like, no, this is, where are the buttons? There's no buttons. Where are the touch screen? Wait, but there's no touch screen. Wait, why are there lights here? And why on the manual do you say, oh, the light will start glowing yellow if we don't have any sense of color,
No, it's such a good point. It's really important to understand your customer.
And I get it. For bigger businesses, like let's say your internet service provider that you call as a blind person and go, hey, I need help trying to figure out this thing with the router. Okay, is the light turned on? No. I don't know. Unfortunately, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, Ms. Maureen, to say this, but the blindness market is a niche community. It's a niche market. Demand is not as big at bigger business. But that being said, if you're a small business, keep that in mind. Let the blind people, give you a little bit of an opinion on this and how you can improve. Of course, not every blind person thinks alike, and not every blind person will be pleased with the ultimate result. But at least at the end of the day, make it basically where a blind person can operate or can play with things like this. The fact that you actually went to CCB to get that in front of them and playing with these puzzles was a great thing, because now you have these designs.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Yeah, so definitely I like that advice.
Want honest, non-influenced reviews over assistive and mainstream technology from a blind person's perspective? Check out the Teachability reviews on our website.
All right, Ms. Marina, how can people check out your puzzles and how do they contact you?
So I have a website, www.InsightAblePuzzles.com.
For the record, that is actually all lowercase. So when you spell InsightAble, it's InsightAble puzzles.com, all one word. And we'll put that in the show notes. That way you can easily get a link that goes straight to there. Do you have a form in there that people can use to contact you? Do you have an email, phone number, or do you have a preference?
Yeah, so on the website, it does have some contact information, including my email address and a little form that they can fill out as far as their own email address and any kind of comments that they may want to leave.
Perfect. And I'm sure you check that often.
Hope to. Yep.
I still haven't gotten a response, and I've been waiting for 5 years. I'm waiting 2.5 seconds after I sent this form, and I've not gotten any response from that yet. Well, no, I figured you would. For reference, for blind users, the contact form is actually on the bottom of each page. If you need to get a hold of Maureen and you just are too lazy to go hit the email link or the phone number link, then it's right there at the bottom of the page. So just use your screen reader's commands to go to the first edit field and then just start following the instructions. Any final thoughts, any final comments that you'd like to give? This was definitely a, no pun intended, insightable interview. I learned quite a bit just on this hour that we've been talking here regarding your puzzles and your career heading up to this. You definitely have done great. And I can honestly say, at least for me, that has tried your puzzles out and that has taken time to play with these puzzles, you're going the right direction. I congratulate you. And I'm glad that I was able to do this interview with an entrepreneur such as yourself. I am very honored to have gotten your first ever, for the people that don't know, first ever podcast interview. And I'm glad you shared some time with me.
Exciting
to do that.
Well, thank you so much. I really do appreciate the opportunity to talk with you and to your audience about this. I just really hope that puzzles may not be for everyone, but at least it would give those who do want to give it a try an opportunity to do something different. And like I said, puzzles always gave me a lot of joy, and it's something fun to do either by yourself or with a friend. And you could do it while you're listening to a podcast or having the TV on or whatever.
Like this one.
Talking on the phone. Right. When you're on your lunch break, right?
Yeah, on your lunch break. Or if you're listening to the interview of a person that's making puzzles, doing puzzles.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Teachavision. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to check out previous shows, which are equally informative and fun as this one. Make sure to also check out our website at screenlessallies.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/ScreenlessAlliesOfficial. Do you have any suggestions or comments? Why not email us, info@screenlessallies.com. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.